Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the SuperNova Astrology update for July 31st through August 7th, 2023. Well, on August 1st, we have a very powerful Aquarius full moon. It's intense that this full moon is happening when everything we're having a bloom of intense astrology with Pluto square the nodes. It's saying, yes, this is indeed about moving over to the Aquarian age. And what's taking so long? And what do we need to do to make that leap? So Pluto square the nodes. Pluto is at 28 degrees Capricorn, an exact square to the nodes of the moon at 28 degrees. North node Aries, south node Libra. This North Node Aries is bringing forward a fire and a fight that supernova souls have not felt for a while. It's bringing up a self-righteousness, a righteous anger in a way of like, not on my watch, not in my world, just zero tolerance. It's such a strange time we've been living in because we're in this bloom of all the darkest dark. And but it's actually, we have to remember that it's a cleansing. It's coming up to be released and removed. And we're actually really lucky that we can see so much more clearly what is really good and what is not good. Now, this is the interesting dynamics of our time because we have Pluto, the breaker down, destroyer, transformer, 28, the very end, degrees Capricorn. Capricorn representing the structures of our reality, authoritarian structures of our world where we've given our power away. So this is what we're breaking down. And Aries is ready to fight for life. Aries has this energy of the quintessential I am consciousness. It's that spark of creation where all is whole and complete. And Aries holds this precious jewel, this ring of truth. And so the North Node in Aries, the North Node is like, how are we going to get to where we're going? So North Node in Aries says you got to own your shit. Like we got to take back everywhere. And so we're getting beyond an energy of feeling like we need to protect ourselves at every turn with this empowerment of the Aries North Node. It's saying you got to own it. You got to hold it dear. You got to honor the creation energy that's been given to you by birthright as manifest consciousness, God consciousness. So a big part of Pluto square the node seems to be, of course, there's everything breaking down, but Pluto does not break down. It feels like our world is breaking apart, right? But really, Pluto only breaks down what's false. So just keep that in your heart too. You, who you are in your soul, is so powerful. You are so abundant and so beautiful. What you have gone through. The world needs you and needs your story, needs your energy, and we got to get through this tricky time. The tricky time is going from feeling a victimization, alone, abandoned in this reality, into the God power that we have inside of ourselves. There's just no other choice. And that's the energy with intense squares. It's like, you can't keep going this way, right? So the current trajectory that the world, our timeline has been on is like, ooh, it feels like a runaway train about to hit a brick wall, because we know the truth. And the truth has been hidden and veiled under numerous layers of psyops, so it's like just such a confusing time. And yet everything is falling away, shedding away. That's not your truth. And so it's very interesting. Now, Pluto will be an exact square to the nodes at 28 degrees until the 4th, through the 4th of August. Then they will begin to separate. And the nodes will move a little bit, continue to move back through Aries. And so we'll be feeling Pluto square the nodes all the way through most of September. And that's kind of our timeline because we've got that Venus retrograde, and then Mercury is also going to be taking a retrograde, both resolving in September. So we have a couple of months here of just, it's like, whoa, what just happened? Pluto square the nodes on these really intense transits with the big slow moving planets. You often don't feel them right away. It's kind of like this extended reverberation, you know? So that's what the next few months is going to be about. It's like, what just happened? You know? And it's like we're careening into the center of something. And this Aquarius full moon does seem like this because it's like, hey, you guys, this is what it's all about. Remember? This isn't our age. This isn't our timeline. We've been stuck on a hamster wheel, a Groundhog Day in the past, until we're ready within our whole being to overcome the fear of leaving people behind, overcome the fear of what other people think, overcome all of our deepest insecurities. This is Venus retrograde. So when Venus is retrograde, it brings up our deepest insecurities and vulnerabilities. And in Leo, it's about shining and expressing. You know, Leo is the sun, and it's like just shines out there. But then there's this energy of like, am I being received? And you know, the feminine has not really been received. She's been more like cast to the underworld. So we're climbing our way out of that dungeon. And this is the thing that we're finding with this Aries North Node. We are the only people who can stand up and do it for ourselves. But once we move, the universe moves with us. So it's a very powerful shifting time of going from a place of like, what in the heck is going on? I just don't even know. You know, the layers of disinformation and misinformation and confusion are kind of make us go kind of drop it all, just like block it out, cognitive dissonance, you know. And this is really on the table to uncover these lies and distortions, though, to see through the illusions, see that the illusions are manifest God consciousness as well. Whew. So Pluto's also in 1 degree in within 1 degree of a sextile with Neptune. This is so beautiful because it's like the Pluto square the nodes. Oh my God. But then Pluto sextile Neptune the whole time. And sextile Neptune is sextiles are just creative solutions. So this is saying, yeah, got to break down the structures. Got to take back where you gave your power away. You know, you got to own your shit. But it's all about dreaming a new dream. And so Neptune in Pisces represents these deep confusion, delusions, but also the spiritual truth underneath. And so what are we doing? We're breaking down all of the faults. What's left? What's left? Break it down. Let everything fall away. Just be in your truth. It's the power of the connected breath right now in with your being and with Gaia, with nature, with your soul tribe. You know, if you are feeling the pressure of these times, just breathe deeply, truly together. Know that we're all going through this together, even though that threshold place where we take our empowerment, we have to face it alone. And that's maybe part of this Aries medicine, helping us find the power, the righteous anger to say no effing more, you know? And it's like we have this going on in our world and we see this all this crap going on. We're like, how is this even happening? How has humanity let this go on to go so far away from who we really are? In supernova souls, we are being forced to look inside on a cellular level. Is this intense battle we've been in for light and love? And so we are removing detox is really important right now with Mars and now Mercury in Virgo. We're releasing the layers. You know, we have to be willing to let these go to come back into who we really are. And so we're detoxing on all levels and then finding that what's left, right? It's like pulling away the jungle, the layers of all of this stuff, and the opening, coming across the treasure that is you. Now we know, and you can see this in other supernova souls. You're like, oh, we're so abundant. We have so much within us of spiritual gifts and life and hope. And yet, so many supernova souls feel completely disconnected, completely alone, completely lost, not one other person to talk to. And just, it's like, all right, let's shut it all away. Because everything in the sky right now interacting with Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, this whole period of time is about whether or not we deserve it and can receive our own love. And it just is like, I can look at it in my life too and be like, wait a minute, I know supernova souls, oh, so full of healing and love and light and everything you've worked on for many lifetimes, it's yours. And yet we're sitting here in poverty, not able to receive our own abundance. So this is the deal, because what we have right now, in addition to Pluto square the nodes, Pluto sextile Neptune, very helpful, saying we can rewrite this story. Then we've got Black Moon Lilith and Leo squaring up with an exact square with Uranus. Now this is intense and it goes through the 1st of August. It's been since July 24th, but we'll feel the effect of this Black Moon Lilith square Uranus all the way into the first week of September. So this is the crux of the issue, because Venus making this retrograde is making 3 conjunctions with Black Moon Lilith and 3 squares with Uranus. So this next conjunction, before she turned retrograde, she made her first conjunction and square. They were further apart. Now, as she's coming back around, which will be the second week of August, that's when we're going to feel Venus come to Black Moon Lilith, square up with Uranus, and they're so close together. That's when we're getting to the crux of it. And Venus is going backwards now. She's like, all right, I gotta go face the music. I gotta go take back what's mine. How do we do it? So one of the things that came up with this Pluto square, the nodes, is very intense leftover karmic relationships, situations where it's kind of like you're just having an opportunity to quickly take back your power. And so watch out for those, and watch out for, along with this comes the message that the veil that's blocking our memory of our Akashic records, this is our wealth, who we've been in past lives and what we've done, that's thinning. So you can get some really great insight coming through, connecting to those Akashic records. So incredibly powerful times. But Black Moon Lilith in Leo, now Black Moon Lilith is the deepest, darkest secrets. In Leo, though, it's about shining, expressing who we are. But often Black Moon Lilith, it's the feminine. So the feminine side of ourselves is our intuitive, emotional, sensitive side, that healer, compassion part of ourselves. And so that has not been welcome to be expressed. The light, the healing light, was called darkness and evil and wrong and bad. And the feminine, Mary Magdalene, the woman, got caught out, took all the blame, And what happens when mom comes home to her house? No more bullshit. And this is what's happening, actually. We talked about this for years. In the supernova story, we've gotten this message that we haven't fully incarnated who we are. We don't even know who we are. Is that why we haven't been able to receive our abundance? It's like we have to cleanse away this deep programmed shame to allow this light to come in. And that's Black Moon Lilith in Leo. Now square to Uranus, and Uranus is higher frequency vibration, connection to those Akashic records, to the truth of who we are, to our ancient wisdom, future technology, the Aquarian age. And so Uranus is ruler of Aquarius, but in Taurus, it's about embodiment on worth and wealth. So it's saying, are you good enough? Do you deserve? Is this the only thing that's keeping us from owning our power? And is this why we're going through the trials and the tribulations in the wilderness, getting challenged and tested at every turn? Because a little bit more false is falling away so that true self can land. Like we're literally incarnating, like landing, being born, being reborn into who we are in our bodies right now. So again, detox is really important to support that process. But Black Moon Lilith square Uranus is just coming down to this quintessential question. What's keeping us from being able to receive our higher frequency vibration? Yeah, we've been told it was dangerous. It's not ours to have. We can't handle it. Deep programming in our psyche that goes back to ancient times. And we're undoing all of this because we don't have a choice. We're being forced. You see what's happening in the world right now? It's like, whoa, it's really messed up, but it's also moving really fast. And we have no choice but to own our power. We are being pushed into the corner. We cannot dabble around and play victim anymore. North Node Aries says, own it or lose it, right? And this is our fight, that fight on our cellular level against defilement and corruption. We take our world back here in our body. And we take our world back with our resolve. That in the past, supernova souls to get along, we put up with a whole bunch of bullshit behavior. So now the power is coming home. The dragon is awakening in each of us. And we're taking back our world. And you're taking back your body cell by cell, knowing it's yours, right? Is this a deal? The shame, the defilement is like keeping us from fully incarnating, fully embodying, right? And we're like being forced to just burn all that stuff away so that we can inhabit. When you fight for it, you feel worthy of it. And this is a very strange thing that's happening right now because the Pluto is going to be moving to 27 degrees, which is where Pluto was at the time of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in the US in 1776. And so that was the first American Revolution. And there says that we didn't really fully win, and we've been still under the control of globalists' agendas. And so now we're in the second American Revolution. And there's just a symbolic energy for everyone in the whole world with this. But the message is that, the fight for freedom, for the ideals in the Declaration of Independence, which is that all men are created equal and equally deserving of the blessings of this world. Beautiful, beautiful concept. And yet we have not been able to live anywhere close to that. And yet we fought for that. But it was such a small amount of people that even cared or bothered themselves or even paid attention. Most of the people in that time were like, whatever, let's just keep being with England. It's easier. It's just like, let's just keep being subject to the Queen, And so the atrocities of King George had to get worse and worse so that people could see, but still, it was a small percentage of souls that fought for the freedom and for the rest of the population. Can't be that way this time. This freedom is our soul freedom, right? This freedom is our autonomy to be human, continue to live our human life. And so we're all being given an opportunity to fight for that life. And wow. So, but when that power activates and you say, oh, enough, and you grab a hold of that energy, it's like that shift of vibration can just move mountains in your world and move all of this stuff that seemed impossible to move for so long. Your power is returning. It is yours. It's up to you to own it. And maybe this fight is giving us the opportunity, to feel worthy of our freedom. So very interesting times. So the sun is in Leo. And so the sun will be visiting all of the transits that Venus retrograde will be visiting. And Mercury just did that last week. So we're really feeling this. We're really going to be feeling that. And then the sun will meet up and catch up to Venus on uh let's see, I wrote it down, didn't I? They catch up, I believe, at the 13th of August at 20 degrees. So that's right when Venus is beginning to come into her, she's going through those transits as well. So that's going to be the energy of August. We've got still Pluto exact square the nodes, the energy. They'll be 1 degree apart out of square through the 17th of August. So that's a very powerful marker. And that's also when, in that time to the 17th, is when Venus will make this conjunction with Black Moon Lilith square with Uranus and triggering all of these energies of the Venus retrograde. So very powerful when the sun meets back up right in the middle of all that with Venus. Now the sun is our identity. Who do we think we are? And Venus and the sun is kind of saying, come on, girl, see who you are in your power. You're never going to be able to own it if you don't see it. Maybe we need to be pushed, disenfranchised, hassled, harassed, pushed into the corner until we see power. It's like, oh. When we come into it this way, our power organically and forced into the corner, then we first of all know we deserve it. And we know we can handle it. We're not scared of it anymore. We have no choice. Okay. The fear energy has no place in our world right now. It's this powerful full body determination to take back our world and playing this great drama out on a cellular level, cleaning and clearing our body of the parasitic forces, cleaning our world of the parasitic forces, finding the leftover energies of those that we've still allowed to tap in and feed on our field, and be like, it's really okay to leave them behind and to unplug. And that's the only way they're going to find their own source, but it's a little bit tricky because supernova souls, we've been spiritual leaders. And so, we have part of what we're overcoming is group contractual arrangements, feelings of responsibility that we need to bring other souls with us, right? And that's part of the fight for life too. It's like, no, you got to do it for yourself. This is a free will universe. We each have to say yes within our being to spiritual ascension. Of course, we already did that because we came here for this, supernova souls. But we have to come to this deliberate yes in our being. Otherwise we're going to be bowled over, rolled over, and made into robots, So wow, what an intense time. I'm so glad we're here together, supernova souls. And the Aquarius full moon is really powerful as a reflection of what this is all about. We're moving into a new age, we're moving into a new world, and we know we can't take the corruption with us. We're at that place of like tipping the scales over into a new reality. We're kind of going to be feeling that process as the Venus retrograde and the Mars retrograde resolve. So Venus is now retrograde, will not turn direct until the 4th of September, come out of shadow on the 7th of October. Now, the third and final Black Moon Lilith conjunct Venus, which is like the hallmark energy of this Venus retrograde, will happen at 10:10 on 10:10. October 10th, it's 0 degrees Virgo. So it's powerful that we've got Mercury and Mars and Virgo really bringing forward this energy, because the Virgo, it's like a rebirth of the goddess, of the feminine, right? She's been purified by the fires. And she went to the underworld and she got back her soul. She was waiting for somebody to come do it for her. So really powerful. And so what's going on right now, this next few days, is we've got Mercury in Virgo opposite of Saturn. That happens exact on the 2nd of August. And so Mercury in Virgo, we just had Mars come into this opposition right when we had that T-square with the sun. So now Mercury is our conceptual reality, and it's like we need to clean up this mess and sort through it. Saturn, laws and rules of our world, we're trying to rewrite, reprogram our reality, and release ourselves from the Piscean age, claim back the magic of the Piscean age. And so this is saying all of that requires us to clean up the mess. And that's what we're doing. It's mop up. Most of the actual battle has been done. And now we're releasing those cells out of your body, The dead decay, it's gonna go. Life is coming back. And so this is this process during this time. And so Mercury's now in Virgo, getting close to moving into retrograde shadow. Mercury will turn retrograde on the 24th of August, go into retrograde shadow on the 4th here this week. So we've got a lot of our big planets in retrograde. Chiron's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde, Neptune's retrograde, Saturn's retrograde, and so Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde at the same time. It's kind of like bum, right? And we're like, wait a minute, we just got the Aries North Node. We're ready to go. It's like, oh no, 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 no. So it's like giving us a chance to heal and assimilate, release, and clean up our act to be able to let this big light of who we really are. And so um, the other thing we're feeling is a very sweet transit of Mars in Virgo, trine Jupiter. This is really sweet. This is on the 1st and 2nd. We'll feel it all the way through the 8th of August. And so we're feeling it right now over the last couple days. And Mars in Virgo, the warrior's trying to clean it up and sort it out and discriminate the truth. And Jupiter says it's all about expanding into the wealth that we are. You know, Jupiter in Taurus, embodiment, self-worth. You know, so it does help. You know how you feel better about yourself when you clean your house? So cleaning it up is going to help our self-worth to be able to receive the abundant blessings of who we are. So get organized, get ready. This is a time of preparation. And Mars trine Jupiter, very harmonious of earth energy. So embodiment, right? So how can we bring in the light that we are on a cellular level if we've got a bunch of parasitic garbage that's trying to tell us how to think and feel? That's what this nanotech is doing. And so it's just like powerful energy of healing the body and healing our earth through healing our body. We are the temple. Our body's the temple, right? We have this beautiful ability, this God code DNA. We have been part of working on these bodies for millennia, preparing them to host the Holy Spirit, to host the light right in our own body. Light body. This is what we're doing. This is spiritual ascension. This is evolution. We get to do it in a body this time. See, we've gone through spiritual ascension, but this is a different way we're doing it. That's where it's like we know what we're doing. We have this internal confidence we can draw on. And those memories are awakening of this knowledge and wisdom, ancient knowledge and wisdom of technology and how to work with it in our own body. Incredibly powerful times. So it's interesting. We've got Mars, Mercury opposite Saturn, Mars trine Jupiter for this Aquarius full moon, saying this is what needs to happen to move into the Aquarian age. Gotta clean up the mess, rewrite the story, take back the magic, which went down with the feminine, right? And come in to the worthiness, our own worthiness, havingness for, well, our own spiritual wealth, and let that light just shine. So it'll be powerful when we for that next lunation, the Leo new moon, because that has an energy of pulling us into our body and incarnating force. Like, this is who you are, and here you go. We haven't had the roadmap. We haven't had the pieces of ourselves. We've been in pieces. We've been confused. We've been manipulated. And it's kind of like we're putting those pieces back together. And Supernova Souls, I am so sorry it's been so hard, but you have not been whole and complete. You have not felt whole. You have not felt at peace. You have not felt welcome and nurtured and supported. And this is the shift we're in. All of a sudden, the world completely working against you, and then you're resting and feeling cared for and loved. So I think this is probably the themes coming through in the Aquarius full moon. What does it really mean to look forward into this new age? What does it really look like? So we've got to set our course in that direction. With the South Node in Libra, relationships are really important. Clearing those karmic relationships and coming back together with our soul group, um, so we can feel whole and complete and get down to work on what we came here to do. Beautiful next chapter ahead. Hang in there, supernova souls. We've got Mercury, um, like I said, goes into retrograde shadow this week. And that's just like, wow, you know. On the other hand, it's giving us a powerful opportunity to clean up the mess and get ready for the birth, rebirth of you and who you really are spiritually. So Mercury will turn retrograde on the 24th and direct on the 16th of September. So coming out of shadow on September 30th, like we said, Venus comes out of shadow on October 7th. So we're in it to win it, and it's super intense, and we're kind of pausing in that intensity. It's like, we talk about this as like the wheel of time has been stuck. It's like an old stone. I'm kind of seeing this like, going through that jungle and finding this, searching for the treasure. And it's this old wheel of time that's like the door's been closed and the stone is all stuck together. And we're jimming the lock, moving this evolution forward. And we're just right there, kind of spinning the wheel of time. So make the most, keep breathing, keep being present in the moment as much as you can. Just that's your wealth right now. Gift of who you are can only come in that present moment. So be there and know that these are epic and amazing times, amazing future ahead for you. Don't give up now. You're in the wilderness, but you're going to be starting to feel more and more the support that's out there. The veil is thinning, so that we can actually feel hooked up with our team, connected energetically to each other and to our host of heavenly help, which is not interference energy. So it's so different when you feel held and in a movement. And that's what we're claiming back. So happy Aquarius full moon, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you there on that activation. Catch the replay if you feel like these themes are appropriate to you. I super appreciate your support, Supernova Souls. Thank you for being a part of the Soul Tribe. It's so helpful to me and to our movement. $10 a month gets you a weekly update as well as monthly Q&As and lots of resources for Supernova Souls. $20 a month gets you all of that plus into the live activations and sharing circles that happen after the activations. Very powerful time for Supernova Souls. Also, if you're a non-joiner or you want to just make an offering, there's a link to a donation page below the video as well. Thank you so much, Supernova Souls. We're in this together. I hope you can feel your team lighting up and turning on just like you are. And it's just a lonely road we had to walk down in order to find that inner light so we can fight for it, fight for life, fight for freedom, and take back our world right here, right now, with every breath. So it's such an honor to be here with you, Supernova Souls. Have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.